Hi everybody! Today I have with me an awesome guest. You don't know her, but I do. She's fantastic. This is my wonderful friend Faith.
Hi. Hi Della.
Hi. Okay. So the reason that I have brought Faith on to speak to you is because I want Faith to inspire you with her story. She's got a brilliant story about being here in Ghana, and I really want you guys to pay attention. Okay. So Faith, first of all, tell me. You're in Ghana. What are you doing in Ghana? Why are you here?
And I'm not even Ghanaian.
She's not even Ghanaian, exactly.
So the first thing is I really do represent the expats that are coming from elsewhere into Ghana. But I came here because of my ex-husband's job. So he works with a company that basically brought us from France to here. And and I came in for the ride. I actually came with a very, if it doesn't work, I'm gonna be on the first plane out of here but I knew it was a very good opportunity for him. So I was like, okay, if it doesn't work.
So you weren't doing something yourself?
No,
I wasn't.
I was literally following him.
Okay.
Though I'd been working in France as a professional singer, I was coming here to literally just be like, okay, I need to find something to do. I need to get the ground running, or else I'm on the first plane back. And that pianist, it was through one random conversation. This is another thing, guys. Networking. Get yourself out there. Once you are here, let people know what you're doing, let people know what you're about. I was having a random conversation with one of the school moms after picking one of my sons from school.
So it wasn't like hardcore networking, like here's my CV, this is what I do. It was just a chit chat.
Conversations. That's the networking here. You get into people's faces, but you have conversations and very relaxed. You don't need to. Maybe after the initial conversation, then you can make it a bit formal. But here, really, the networking is through your very informal settings. When you're at functions, when you're in the school ground, for me, for example. So I got talking with her, and she was like, "Oh," so I just asked her, "What's your name? What do you do?" She said, "Oh, I'm into events." I said, "Oh, that's interesting." I said, "Oh, I'm a professional singer." So then she also had a brainwave at that moment to be like, "Oh, okay, so if you're a professional singer, I've got an event happening Thursday, maybe I could switch it up. I was gonna get a saxophonist, but it could be interesting to get a singer. Look, send me your stuff." I sent her my stuff, and that's the other thing, always be prepared. So the month, I had already made sure that I'd had some sort of videos or links that I prepared for my work in France, as well as the singing out there. And I just sent her all the links, all my music and stuff. By the time I sent her that, within 30 minutes she booked me for the gig. At that gig, with the way things work in Ghana, I did it for Airtel and Unilever. And then there was another lady who was in the audience, heard me sing, comes up to me, she said, "Look, I've got another event next week. I really want to book you for, I think it was her partner's birthday, and she wanted me to come and sing some of the stuff that I was doing." At that event, met someone else. KOD is a big broadcaster, and he's linked with the State House and things like that. He does a lot of media. He sees me there. "You've got to come to this. Who are you? I don't know who you are." We started talking. Got on radio. Ended up singing for President Mahama. As a result from there.
So you've done a lot of high-level singing. This is not like just like trying to hustle in clubs and stuff, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But you like literally went straight from the playground to like high-level singing jobs, right?
And that's, of course, that's God's grace. And at the same time, one of the things that I believe is that if you execute here, the market is very small in Ghana. So therefore, if you're very good at what you do, I take a lot of pride in looking after my voice and making sure that when we do perform, we give people a great performance and you entertain them. So as a result, once you're good at what you do, people will grab onto it. And if they see something that, okay, this is actually worthy to be in front of, you know, the president, you go for it, you know. So I think that's one of the other things here that people need to bear in mind, is that when you do come out here, the market is small. So if you're good at what you do, you have a higher chance of playing with the big boys than, you know, hustling.
And it's about being reliable as well, isn't it? Because I find sometimes people in Ghana, you book them for something, you know, you're expecting a service from them, and then they don't turn up, "Oh, sorry," and they don't tell you They wait for you to call them and say, oh, I can't come anymore. You know that, so that kind of accountability that, you know, they know that you'll be there when you say you're going to be there. The professionalism, exactly. So that's a really good thing as well, nice bonus, right?
Yeah, I think it's and that was one of the things that I think I was really grateful for my experience in France. Though it was hard living there, but looking back in retrospect, I learned a lot of professionalism with some of the groups that I worked with. If you're turning up to a corporate event, you don't come in your ripped jeans and and the boss t-shirt with holes in it and sunglasses. You know what I mean? There's a way that you carry yourself for certain events, and it is something that, you know, I think unless you are an artist and you're booked for that particular sort of front or branding, there is a way that you can package yourself for all these different things that come, and that comes with experience from abroad. So like you said, there's a professionalism that we've learned in the UK or in France or in America, wherever it is. Come and apply it here. I still endeavor to remain on time.
Yes. Because definitely in Ghana, there is that thing, isn't it, of this Ghana timing where basically if you say you're going to be somewhere for, say, 10 o'clock, you can turn up at 12 o'clock and it's perfectly normal. It's normal for some reason, which is, you know, it's not a good thing.
Like, I remember when I first came here, I would apologize to people for being 10 minutes late. And they're like, oh, no. One time more, it's okay. I'm like, no, I'm 10 minutes late. Until I realized, like you said, it is a culture. But when you keep consistent to that, and I remember it was very good advice that I'd gotten at the beginning from one of the more popular singers. She said, Faith, you're coming in with certain good habits. Don't lose those. Keep on time, keep professional. Even if even if people are 3 hours behind, go and just be in the vicinity. And and I think it's very rare moments where I found myself either being late, and usually it's actually when there's been an emergency, either a dress is ripped or something. So
okay. So what advice would you give to someone who wants to come to Ghana and is thinking of starting a business? What would be a key piece of information that you would give the person?
I think do your homework. Find out where you have your uniqueness, and be prepared to be flexible. Be really prepared to be flexible. And I mean, I know we've just talked about sticking to the good habits, but in terms of, okay, for example, if you're in catering, what happens when the meat or the ice cream you ordered, light off has happened at that place, the ice cream is not, you really have to think on your feet here. There have been certain times, like for example, in the packages we offer, we have people that may not necessarily be able to afford my full band price. Say, okay, right, what crowd are you doing? Is it a party or is it an acoustic thing? So you're flexible, okay, let's offer an acoustic set instead. Or let's offer, whatever it is, So I think if you're starting a business out here, find out what your niche is, what is going to make you unique.
Yes, absolutely.
Once you have that, unique selling point here, it's like, again, it's a small market. If you're offering something unique and different, people will just scoop it out. They really will.
And people tend to know what other people do quite a lot, don't they? Like you say, it's very, very small. Very small, so there are connections everywhere, so you never know who's watching, so always kind of do your best. Definitely have to.
You always have to be on point. Like I always say to people, some of the places that I've sung have simply been like, you can be at a small event. Like I remember I did an event for Nespresso. This was last year. In the audience, unknown to me, was the owner of Kipinski. And they came, they were just like, oh, would love for you to do events, how can we speak with you? It's just through that. It's just, and just being like, okay, every event I'm going to execute, every event I'm going to make sure that I represent well, I do this well. And
So do you think the opportunities that you'll have here in Ghana, you would have had if you had been in the UK still? No? What do you think you'd have been doing in the UK?
Okay, let me be positive and say that grace follows you wherever you are. And even in France, to be part of the bands that I was with, it was great. And we did sing for a lot of richer or high profile events in France. But however, I think in Ghana, because again, if you're offering something very unique and very different, I mean, come on. Who's gonna be opening the door for a little black girl from Zimbabwe to come and sing for the Queen, and not just once but twice, but 3 times, 4 times, going to their parties, doing their private parties. It's a very tough market to crack. So I think here it has been a lot easier for me to infiltrate maybe high level places and get connected much more easily because of, again, the size of the market, and in addition to that, the competition size as well. It's not as competitive as outside. You know, so
I know we were speaking earlier off camera, and you know, we were talking about there's like almost like a time that, you know, if you get to Ghana within a certain period of years, you can really make it in within certain markets. Outside of that time, you can still come in, but you're not going to be it's not going to be as easy for you to penetrate the market as it is at the moment. Because at the moment, Ghana's moving quite quickly. You probably might not see it, but it's moving really quickly. Even now, there's like so many restaurants opening up. People are really making it.
Every week, there's something that's opening, or at least every month. I mean, look, my first time in Ghana was 2010. We didn't have Airport City. All those buildings, you know, Coco Lounge, Carbon, all those places did not exist. And then Airport Square 1, where you've got Cafe Quay, you've got so many different places opening up. I mean, they're getting ready to open another near the airport. There's going to be another complex. I'm telling you, within a year and a half, if you're wasting your time sitting wherever you're sitting, you know, by the time you now come back, that business idea, that cafe that you had, that thing, someone has done it. You know, opportunities are like gold nuggets, and business ideas are like gold nuggets. You have to pick it up and implement it as soon as possible. You know, so
absolutely, I agree. Well, that's some good advice. If faith hasn't inspired you, I don't know what will. Anyway, that was really, really good to speak to you. I hope you guys have got some really good nuggets out of this video as well. Guys, anyway, that's it for now.
Thank you.
Until next time, guys.
Thank you, Della.